morning, Mark Soderberg with ADM Investor Services with your morning ag market outlook for Wednesday, March 19th. Well, rather quiet two-sided trade overnight across the ag space as we get closer to the pause. However, prices are working mostly lower. Bean prices right now are down 3 to 4 cents. Meal is off $1 to $2, while bean oil still holding on to just slight gains. Corn is 2 to 3 lower, while wheat has turned 3 to 6 lower, led by Kansas City to the downside. Major winter storm is working its way through the nation's midsection today. Heavy but narrow band of snow, in some cases up to 6 to 12 inches, is expected from eastern Nebraska, cutting northeast through northwest Iowa, south central Minnesota, and into northwest and central Wisconsin. Ahead of the snow, some good rains and possible thunderstorms for southern Wisconsin and for us here in northern Illinois. Lighter snows are expected for north central Kansas. However, I think the main story here will be the extremely high winds. Beyond the system, much of the plain states and the western corn belt will be dry for the next 7 days, with rains to favor the southern Midwest and the eastern corn belt this upcoming weekend. The 6 to 10 day does show cooler temperatures in the east, warm and mostly dry in the west. The 8 to 14 day tries to push these warmer temperatures east, with the cold ending up into the northeast continental U.S. We do get a report from the EIA today on ethanol production. Is expected to show production between 309 and 318 million gallons versus 312 the previous week. Today is also Fed Day, where interest rates are widely expected to remain unchanged at the conclusion of the two-day FOMC meeting. Weather in South America remains mostly favorable as rains and cooler temperatures return to much of central and southern growing areas of Argentina this weekend. This following nearly 2 weeks of mostly dry conditions. The dry spell enabled fields to dry out after heavy rains in late February and the early days of March. The Buenos Aires Grain Exchange is expected to release harvest progress updates tomorrow. In Brazil, conditions there too are mostly favorable for the developing second corn crop there. Mixed rains in the south central region, conditions in Mato Grosso, which accounts for roughly half of Brazil's second crop, remain nearly ideal, with more frequent shower activity in this region. Drier in the far south, Rio Grande do Sul, favorable for the completion of their bean harvest. However, follow-up rains will be needed to improve the quality of their second corn. Inside trade for corn prices overnight. Actually, I think we just did dip below yesterday's lows. Trade just feels a little bit heavy. Improving conditions in South America, along with expectations for corn acres here to jump 3 to 4 million this year, seem to be outweighing what's been pretty good demand. Speculative traders continue to shed length in the corn market, having been net sellers now 4 of the last 5 sessions. We've got that long position now pared back to about 115,000 contracts. Spot beans seem to be stuck between 10 and a quarter and 10.25. Overhead resistance for the May contracts is at that 100-day moving average 10.27 and 3/4. Support is at last week's low at 9.94. Inside trade for bean oil overnight, as its product value share looks to have bottomed out last week at about 41%. New 2-week lows for spot meal, with next support there at its contract low at 291.30. Wheat prices also backing up a bit after reaching a 3-week highs on speculative short covering, while also injecting some weather premium into the market with drier conditions across the U.S. southern plains. Russia did agree to a limited 30-day ceasefire on the energy infrastructure in Ukraine following President Putin's talk with President Trump yesterday. Still a long ways from permanent peace, however, as both sides already are pointing at each other for violating the ceasefire agreement. Thanks for listening, everyone. Have a great day.